Introducing our speaker, Mr. Raj Shekhar Joshi, Vice Chairman, SETU Aayog, Public Policy Leader, Corporate Business and Technology Leader, an IIT Roorkee alumnus with a degree in computer science. Over 30 years of leadership experience across Indian and global organizations. Pioneer of technology-enabled learning initiatives with IITs and IIMs. Contributor to national policy discourse, publications, and education-focused social initiatives. TEDx at Tulas International School on 6th Feb 2026.
A very good morning to all of you. Today's topic is AI is fast, humanity must be deep. Before I begin speaking of my message for AI for youth, redefining strength, it's important the time has come to see the AI word without the prefix artificial and purely as human intelligence augmented by technology and human gaining strength. I think I would like to share about the man whom you are listening to. A personal journey across multiple worlds. I began my career in boardrooms, not in villages. Over the years, kept my connect with grassroots, traditions, and the voice of mountains of my birthplace, Uttarakhand. For almost 3.5 decades, I worked at the forefront of the global technology and AI industry, apart from contributing to national public policy, exposure and work across multiple countries, heading companies, reinvented career, building systems, scaling platforms, watching algorithms, evolve from simple automation to learning machines. I did my computer science from IIT at little over 19 years, possibly the youngest in its 175 years history. Went to Kolkata at the age of 21, opened a company at all of 23 years, when it was not normal to be an entrepreneur. Went to US at the age 23 for the first time, which was a turning point for me. Built software for US traffic systems, sold my stake in 1998. I took classes at B schools later without doing an MBA. Those 5 years of entrepreneurship taught me lifelong of courage, charting new territories, forging collaborations, live frugally when needed, be grounded and focus on bottom line. Because what mattered whether we had money to pay our rents, electricity, and employees on the first of each month. So it made me very outcome oriented. My visit in 1994 through the chilling cold of Rajasthan in bus and train to reach the borders at Bikaner to meet my investor and getting my passport within 10 days in 1994 through invoking the Prime Minister's office, citing the forex crunch and the fact that we had to pawn our bank to the gold of England, our gold to the Bank of England, are forever etched in memory. Passed through challenges and crises, and even my father had asked my mother, and they came to Calcutta to do my Janeu at Ma Kali Temple at Dakshineshwar, who is like my third mother after my own mother, biological, and Mawarahi, our Kuldevi. So nothing teaches you more than entrepreneurship in career. You must be an entrepreneur at some point. You never know how to survive in a jungle, and modern societies and economies can sometimes turn into a jungle today with the rule of survival of the fittest. There are few things which rush your adrenaline more in life than creating jobs and a lasting entity. Having worked in all corners of India and abroad and leading teams in Bengaluru, Calcutta, Mumbai, Delhi, New York, London, Bangkok, with Russian, Thai, Chinese, British, Thai, and other nationalities, new playgrounds don't deter me, even if it is Uttarakhand government. At SETU, State Institute for Empowering and Transforming Uttarakhand, which is a form like State Niti Aayog, and formed on the inspirations of the Honorable Prime Minister when he formed Niti Aayog in 2014 when he became the Prime Minister. We closely work with villages and communities to address challenges in agriculture and animal husbandry, skill development, women issues like menstrual hygiene, supporting homestay owners, maternal deaths, industrial policies like EV, urban issues like waste management, plan for the state, training gram pradhans, integrated village resource centers, cyber security excellence centers, strengthening ITIs, AI policy, irrigation, among many other things, while on a shoestring budget. We built collaborations with Tata Trusts, NASCOM, Vadvani Foundation, NIT, Tata Consumers, Reliance, Indian Hotels, National Commission of Women, UPS, Quality Council. Collaboration is key to success in 21st century. And I would definitely inspire all the young people to develop that mindset, seek help, and build collaborative relationships. Uttarakhand faces strategic and existential challenges like multiple glacial lakes, forest fires, lacks of hectares of agriculture land abundant, large number of natural springs drying up, causing water issues, state being upgraded to zone 6 in the earthquake vulnerability index. There are challenges, but I consider them as opportunities. The only way you can address challenges in life is to turn them into opportunities for something bigger and invite collaborations and solutions. When you are in crisis, you often don't get partners. As they say, if you lack money, the banks won't finance you at all. But when you have opportunity to offer, you invite collaborations. So one of the key things in life, which I have learned over the years, and this is all of my experience and accomplishments while I'm still learning and doing and learning every day, is you turn challenges into opportunities. That's one of the fundamental factors. I've conversed with some of the largest developmental organizations, European Commission, multilateral agencies, funding agencies, and we have conceptualized the solutions to these problems. And they are all excited about it. Today, the world's biggest opportunities necessarily don't lie in setting up industries and factories, but essentially addressing the challenges borne by the climate change crisis and the natural crisis. But at the same time, these require a sincere strategic will and intensity to address. There are operational challenges like waste management, health in hills, education, urban governance, skill development. We are conducting a major skills survey, and its preliminary findings state opportunity of 1 million jobs possibilities in the state. And I got startled when I found that. But that's the potential which we carry. I see energy of many of our farmers, entrepreneurs and FPOs in small hilly towns and plains of Uttarakhand. It's a land of opportunity and challenges. Coming to AI, and there is a lot of context in what I said to AI. I saw AI before it was fashionable. My 4th year engineering project in 1991 was on AI. And AI the term has been there since the late 1950s. It is not something which was invented a few years back or when ChatGPT came in. I watched how data reshaped businesses, how algorithms revived decisions, how speed became the ultimate currency. 2 years back, we built a very large generative AI platform, which is used by tens of thousands of employees in Aditya Birla Group, a group I have been very closely associated with, a group marked by courage of its leader, Shri Mangalam Birla. By every conventional measure, it was a success. As president, CEO, director of companies and heading global functions in multiple organizations, I made a decision that surprised many and almost said, do it later. It required courage to leave a multi-crore job at the president level in a large organization to join government with all its challenges and its possibilities. So there is a shlok in Ramayana which says, when Ram defeated or killed Ravana in Lanka, he said, Apitu Swarnamayi Lanka Nami Lakshmana Rochate Janani Janma Bhumisha Swargadapi Gariyasi. So I left the corporate world and entered public life. If technology is shaping the future, what is shaping its purpose? the decision took me from global boardrooms to something very different. Fields, farms, classrooms, health centers, and gram pradhans, village meetings, these are the world which I live in often. Believe me, nothing gives me more joy than meeting farmers who said that what we are doing has benefited them. Inspiring. Industrialists and a block highest from AI labs to Anganwadis, from dashboards to district hospitals, from strategic decks to conversation with farmers, ASHA workers, teachers, and young people like you. And that transition changed how I understand the strength. The age you are entering. You, the youth, are entering adulthood at a moment unlike any before. AI is no longer emerging, it's ascending. Let me ground it with reality. This year alone, global technology giants, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and so on, are investing over $300 billion on capital expenditure on AI. Now, this is 2.5 to 3 times the capital expenditure of the entire government of India, constructing ports, roads, railways, and so on and so forth. So you can understand the enormity of money which is going to AI. The digital economy already contributes to almost 11.7% of India's GDP. And by 2035, AI is expected to add trillions of dollars, nearly 15% to global GDP. ChatGPT launched in 2022 has over 700 million users today. So data, they say, is the new oil, but AI is the new electricity. Without it, the modern economies are not going to function. The amount of growth which the United States has seen last year, most of the growth has come from investments into AI itself. It will power everything. Yesterday I read Mr. Mukesh Ambani, the chairman of Reliance, saying that India's largest private sector company, Reliance, rooted in oil and gas, as we all know, will reinvent itself. He launched an AI manifesto for Reliance as a deep tech AI native company. So understanding the technology without fear. Let me demystify this briefly. Classical AI worked on data, finding patterns, making predictions out of data. Generative AI changed the game. You no longer start from scratch. You start from pre-trained intelligence and creativity. Yesterday itself, traditional software industry lost $300 billion of market cap when Anthropic launched Cloud Cowork, an AI-based collaboration tool. That means the entire, and that tool could make people work together and collaborate and form large, complex software and many other projects. So that is the kind of disruption you are entering into. But as I said earlier, disruption is an opportunity. That's the mindset you have to make. It all is in the mind. So show me, if you say to it, show me an Himalayan goat walking into school looking confused, and it create that image. That's not finding data. That's not looking at patterns. It's creating possibilities. That's where human mind also works. I was listening to Jensen Huang and Chuck Robbins yesterday. The human mind also works in the same way. It gets into the depth of minds, the neurons, the linkages, and so on and so forth, and it creates new patterns, and it combines with the information which is in front of it visually. So the generative AI at the core works exactly the way human mind works. So you can understand the limitless possibilities over a period of time. The global race in India's moment. The US and China understood this early. The United States invests over $70 billion, and these numbers, they continue to change and increase only. China invests a lot of money. Together they dominate over 60% of global AI output. So our competitiveness today of India is less to do on creating new foundation of AI, because that's become commoditized now. It will be in creating applications. How do we solve our biggest challenges? We have in India's India mission, huge amount of resources have been provided, and so on and so forth. It continues to increase, and some of the biggest works which are happening, I see, are less focused on creating new models, but essentially how do we make these applications. AI mission budgets, infrastructure are necessary, but not sufficient. The moment that changed my understanding. Let me share a moment from my public life. In a Himalayan district, in one of the districts of ours, an AI system flagged a sudden spike in high-risk pregnancies. Within seconds, the algorithm analyzed thousands of data points, nutrition, health records, geography, weather in one of the pilots. It identified 47 high-risk women, mapped the routes, recommended interventions. AI was precise, it was fast, it was powerful. But when health workers arrived, the most vulnerable woman refused to go. Not because she mistrusted medicine, but because she feared leaving her children during harvest season. The algorithm saw the data, it did not see her life. It was an ASHA worker who sat with her, listened, reassured the family, mobilized the community. That woman reached the hospital, the child survived. So that day AI saved hours, but humanity gave the meaning to the work. And that's the story of our time. Redefining strength. For most of history, strength means physical power. Later it meant memory and knowledge. Today machines outperform us in both. A computer never forgets, an algorithm never tires. AI can process in seconds what human processed in lifetime. There are sparks of possibilities. Teachers in schools where there are none. We have in India more than 1 lakh schools where there is possibly one teacher or none. That's the kind of challenge which is there. So AI can actually act as a teacher there. And some, as they say, some teacher is better than no teacher. I was speaking to yesterday with the director of AIIMS and the senior professors on how we can use AI. We do not do any health screening in Uttarakhand. It hardly happens, the proactive health screening which we are used to in big cities. And how do we use AI to detect cancer in the early stage? The incidence of mental health, the incidence of breast cancer, the incidence of various kinds of diseases are rapidly increasing. But people reach their hospitals when it is too late often, or they are in advanced stages. So this is the kind of possibility which is happening. And I was so glad to talk with the doctors of AIIMS Rishikesh talking to me and convinced that this is going to work and we must work together. On this note, that courage is one of the most important currencies. That's a true strength today. I like to give this final message.